Well, as you drive through mid Wales towards Welshpool, you're properly in Wales. There's valleys, there's mountains. You drive through the middle of the valleys. It's gorgeous, gorgeous drive in. You drive through the Welshpool as a town. You just come up on the right, and then there's the entrance to the golf club. And I didn't know what holes they were at the time, but as you sort of emerge, you cross the 17th and drive then. So you literally just straight across the 17th hole and drive up to the clubhouse, which is a beautiful little sort of bungalowy type thing.
It's very quaint, wasn't it?
Yeah, with a little sort of patterned veranda-y bit out the front, and I'm sure on a sunny, warm day it was absolutely glorious. But parked up, went inside, and had possibly the bacon sandwich of tour.
Oh yeah, he said he shot under par.
This one I bid for 3 and everybody else is doing it for 5, 6.
Yeah, this is mega. Great font, you know?
Oh, way out.
I'm a big font guy.
Are you going to new boots today, or are you going to go?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I'm going to new boots then. New boots.
Yeah, it was really cool, wasn't it? I thought it just had a really nice feel to it. I mean, it's really is minimalism golf. You know, there's like if you want to buy golf balls, there's like hundreds of them, all used in egg cartons.
It was so good.
I think they probably do sell new golf balls, but you know that it's real golfing minimalism. And I got there. I think I paid £95 or whatever for the 3 of us to play, and that was including a lap of coffees and bacon sandwiches.
And 18 holes.
And the course was in exceptional condition. We should say all of these places, I think it's a bit of a sort of broken record on this. It's been so wet the last 6 weeks. Like
Wet as February on record.
ridiculously wet. Pretty much every course is closed. And Welshpool just was held up brilliantly. It's in those high moorlands. You stand on the car park, you look in any direction, you can see greens, all just sort of like perched up on the tops of the highest point of the land. Yeah, huge rolling terrain. And actually, when it was open in 1930, I think Braid made some sort of comparisons to Glen Eagles, where obviously, you know, some of his work there as well. And I suppose you can see that it's almost like a miniature Glen Eagles in some respects. And I just thought, wow, like, it's all well and good talking about these things, and it's like, oh, you know, there's a few people that talk about Welshpool. For 30 odd quid with a bacon sandwich, it's got to be up there as one of the best deals in golf.
Yeah, value for money. I'd say it's one of the highest, of some of the finest order. It's a very similar landscape to, say, Cleve or a Kington or a Painswick. You know, that landscape that is draped across hills, but you still have to go up and go down the hills. So it's not like you just get to the top and that's fine, you're all playing golf. It's very cut around the land.
I mean, loved the course length. You know, the fact that it's really hilly, it didn't feel short. But it is like 5,700 on the scorecard. So it is short. You've got plenty of opportunities to go for it. There's a lot of sort of scoreable half-par holes. There's plenty of jeopardy. Like, you get yourself on the wrong side of some of those greens because they're benched into hillsides and they've got steep runoffs, and you know, in the summer the ball would be running for days down those hills.
Oh yeah.
You'd be running after the golf ball like that in the summer.
0 bunkers.
0 bunkers. Again, lots of courses like that though, aren't they? Because it's sort of, I guess, kind of common land. I think they actually own the land from what I've read. But it is absolutely glorious spot to play golf. I would say there's probably about 5 or 6, like just really good golf holes. Like, the architecture is fabulous. And then the rest, it's one of those where you're really appreciating where you are, you know? I think that's, not every hole you're sitting there and just sort of falling to your knees and going, God, it's just absolutely ingenious.
Yeah, well, that was sneaky horrible.
Yeah, I didn't want to hold that.
What did you take, Sam?
5.
Some of it's just really beautiful places to hit a golf ball.
Well, some of the highest points up on the top, it is genuinely a 360 panoramic of the whole of Wales, and you can see for tens of miles. It's a glorious, glorious place to play golf, and is exposed to the elements. So it blew an absolute hoolie, which is kind of a theme for the trip, really.
Yeah.
But it really did blow hard when we're up there.
A few highlights for me. I mean, starting on a 250-yard par 4 up the hill with complete abyss to the right.
And course on the left.
Yeah, really focuses your mind when you're there. Standouts for me, I thought 16, 17 were just phenomenal golf holes. The 16th is just like it's relatively short, but it's played uphill. And it is the most extreme sort of volcano green, isn't it, that's perched up, semi-dogleg to the left. The yardage on the card, you might look at it and go, oh, maybe I can thrash a driver up near the green. There's no way you can do that. And you've got to hit a really well committed shot. You want to leave yourself a nice comfortable number. I just thought it was an exceptional golf hole.
And 17, just a phenomenal boundary hole. So you tee up, and basically from you to the hole is a straight line of ferns, bracken. Yeah, everything to your right is ferny bracken dead as it drops off down the hill. So you're never going to look for it. Whereas everything to your left just opens up forever. So it's basically saying, how brave do you want to be? It's a gentle dogleg round to the right.
Yeah.
And it's basically saying, how brave do you want to be? Do you want to take that line on to that hole and leave yourself? You could drive it. It's 330 if the wind's right. You know, it's downhill. You've got an elevated tee shot. You're looking at, as much as you've walked uphill on 16, you're hitting downhill on 17. So it's a really big downhill drive. And everything to your left just opens up for days, and it's how safe do you want to be? It's only a 330 odd yard par 4. Do you want to just knock it out to the left? And it's a great match play hole because it's, you know, if the match is in the balance, am I going to take it on? And if you're up, do you just play safe out to the left? And there's no real peril for playing out to the left because there's no penalty for just coming in. It's just going to be
hit at right angles, couldn't you? From
it's
the
going
hole,
to be a longer
left.
shot, really. But wonderful golf hole, the 17th. I thought the 12th was probably the most memorable hole in the course.
Yeah, it's definitely the most memorable drive.
Dozens of feet, 50 feet, 60 feet above where the ball's going to end up. And between you and where the ball's going to end up is a huge valley, huge drop, hundreds of feet. So you tee off across this valley with a fairway which is angled at say 45 degrees to you. So it's just one of those questions: is how much do you want to bite off? Do you want to try and go the hyper aggressive line? It's a 460 yard par 4, so it's stroke 1. It's the hardest hole in the golf course. It's begging for you to bite off more than you can chew.
Yeah, I just couldn't resist it.
And it, you know, near enough the straight line to the green, it was like a 280 yard carry, and you could come further away from the green and give yourself 230, 210. I think you could have just nailed it down there 180 if you wanted. You would have just left yourself a million miles in because of the way that the fairway is angled. Then you get a slight elevation all the way up to the green, and the green just benched in front of the clubhouse. It was tremendously visual golf hole.
The bit that foxes me with places like Welshpool is every time we play a course like this, I just don't understand why we've sort of like resigned these courses to, you know, sort of ancient history really. They're sort of early 1900s. No one is going and building golf courses on moorland. And it works so well. Like, the ground is really good for golf. Yeah, it's hilly and it's a bit wacky, but the land kind of gives you the golf holes. You know, there's not loads of like shaping to make that really interesting. I don't know, it's just a good ground for golf. Like, obviously we would rather build courses on the links or on the heathlands because, you know, you could argue they're even better, but they're pretty good places for golf courses and they're pretty easy to deal with. It's like the land kind of gives it you. You can't do much about that 12th hole, can you? That's the land. You see the green, it's all kind of there, you know, ready to be sort of mown in.